What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Just taking a little drive, heading out on this really nice afternoon. It's thankfully not blisteringly hot. The car says it's 88 degrees outside. That's a nice change from consistently being 100 or more the past couple weeks. Did some yard work, just got cleaned up, and figured I would record a video while I got the chance. And today, just going to be talking about something that I think is becoming all too common in America today, and that is the fact that most people are falling behind. Most people, month to month, year to year, their main focus is just on maintaining a certain level in life, a certain lifestyle, and a certain quality of living. And you see it in the numbers. I mean, close to 70%, around 70% of Americans admit that they're living paycheck to paycheck. Even high income earners, people making well into the six figures, are still living paycheck to paycheck and living off of credit cards because of lifestyle inflation. And we've talked about it on this channel. Yes, you want to increase your income, but you can't let your expenses just increase as fast or faster than your income does, or you're going to be in a tough situation. And that's the story that so many people have been living the past several years as the cost of things continue to go up and up and up with tariffs, with money printing, inflation going crazy, and now the wars overseas affecting our imports and resources that we need in this country. It's going to affect our wallets. And that's why I'm saying, if you are actually getting ahead, and don't get me wrong, yes, the majority of people right now are struggling and are going through tough times, but there is a group of people they are actually doing very, very well right now, and they have special niche skills that are in high demand, or they're just very financially prepared and in a position that they can weather these tough times, and they're able to capitalize on the misfortunes of others, which does happen. If you're one of those people and you've actually been able to make progress and get ahead a little bit in the last several years in your finances, you are very blessed. You are one of a small number, and you should never take that for granted. And this coming from someone that I have been fortunate enough to improve my financial position and financial situation over the past several years. Has it been easy? Absolutely not. It's definitely been challenging, and it's definitely not always been that case. Um, but it has been happening, and it is possible, and I do not take that for granted at all. I'm very thankful for things falling into place like they have, like my living situation, my employment, just my overall expenses. And it's also been intentional. I have intentionally sacrificed certain things and given up things that I would like to do, like to have, places I'd like to go, etc., to maintain that flexibility that's required to still get ahead in today's economy. And I'm grateful to do that. I don't have a wife, I don't have kids, I don't have a mortgage, I don't have a lot of things that are weighing me down in different areas of my life. The main debt that I do have, I have a car payment, but I bought a nice used vehicle and I got a very good price on it, and my car payment is nowhere near the national average, so I'm winning there. um, my income has gone up, not as much as I would like, but it has gone up as well. So while I've been able to keep my expenses down, I've been able to increase my income gradually over that time. And I've been able to use that gap to be able to push myself further ahead a little bit. And I fully am aware and understand that that is not the case for a vast majority of people. Most people are, they have kids, they're married, they have a mortgage, they have all of these prior obligations that they've taken on. Some of them even before COVID, the pandemic, and this crazy inflation that's happened. And they're in a position that it's hard for them to walk away. They don't have that flexibility. And as the cost of everything has gone up around them, they've been just trying to maintain everything that they built that they thought they were safe with. Come to find out, the rule book is being rewritten right before our eyes, and things that we thought were sure bets, things that we thought were sure things that we thought were safe, are turning out it's not necessarily that way. And it's more common than you think, especially in today's economy. If you're not job hopping, for example, statistics show if you're not changing jobs every several years, your income is falling behind it. If you don't have a job that gives you steady pay raises and raises your wages with inflation, you are forced to job hop or seek promotions. Prime example, my girlfriend. She has been stuck at her same hourly rate, which it is decent. I mean, it's nothing horrible. It could definitely be worse. But she has not gotten a raise hourly in 4 years. She changed her job a few years ago to be closer to her home and have a shorter commute. And it was a lateral move and her pay stayed the same. But she has been stuck at her hourly rate for the past 4 years. Now, even though we live in a pretty affordable part of the country, we live in a relatively low cost area, and her place is in a smaller town, so it's even cheaper. Even all of that in her favor, she's still taken a pay cut over the past 4 years. Even if your income stays the same, as the cost of everything around you goes up, you're losing your purchasing power, and those same dollars are having to be stretched further and further. And that's the case for many, many people. Not even taking into account those that have been laid off and haven't found another job or had to take any job they could get, and they probably took a pay cut. People whose positions just simply got eliminated, or certain companies are just coming in and they're saying, well, we won't fire you, we won't lay you off, but we are going to cut your salary by 20, 30, 40, 50%. And you can either be okay with that and stay, or, there's the door, don't let it hit you on the way out, but this is what we're doing. And that happens. That's become relatively commonplace in today's working environment, and it's sad to see, but that's the nature that we're in, which takes me back to my original point. If you have a career, if you have a skill, if you have a business that you have been able to stay ahead and keep yourself ahead and keep it, growing and growing your wealth and growing your savings and growing your assets and growing your income, if you're one of those select group of people, do not take it for granted. Really understand how blessed of a position you're in right now and use that and continue to push harder to try and build yourself up, because things are only going to get worse. And you may be getting ahead now, but in 2-3 years from now, 5 years from now, you may be just like everybody else, or worse. You never know. Which is why I always tell you, you have to be saving money. You have to be building that emergency fund. You have to be investing, because things can fall apart. You can lose your job, your business, your company, your employer can go bankrupt, can go under at any point. If you're a business owner, you lose a couple contracts, or you launch a product that's not doing well, your services, people don't need them or don't want to pay for them, etc. Your business dries up. You can easily be and that large group of that most people are in that are struggling to just maintain it are falling. And in this K-shaped economy, that is the trend, and it's only going to continue. And the people that are able to get ahead and continue to grow, they will. And those that are falling behind are just going to continue to fall behind, because it's going to be become harder and harder and harder to dig yourself out of that hole and out of that pit. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be one of those people. I don't want to have to spend the rest of my life trying to play catch up. I'd rather just get ahead of the pack and do what I got to do to stay ahead of the pack. And I encourage you to do the same. But that being said, it is not impossible. If you feel like you are struggling to stay afloat, if you are falling behind, that it's not impossible to change that situation, but it will not necessarily be easy. It will take hard work. It will take sacrifice, whether that's learning new skills to try and improve your income, or picking up a side gig, picking up a side hustle, trying to get a promotion, trying to get a new job, or the biggest thing, the thing that I've always found that's easiest for me is just reducing my expenses, eating out less, canceling subscriptions that I just don't use a lot or don't use at all. Just not buying things unless I absolutely need them, trying to be as minimalistic as possible. Whatever it takes to create a gap that you can then use to start to build your wealth and create some separation and make your future self's life and job a little bit easier. Anything that you can do today will help you tomorrow. And there is still time, and there is still a way, because people are out there doing it every single day. It's not easy. It will take some trial and error. It will take some effort. It will take some time, but it definitely is possible. And if I can do it, you can do it, because I'm really not that special. But that being said, I'm about to go enjoy my evening. And until next time, I hope you all have a good one. Peace.